first guest tonight is an Academy Award-nominated actor you know from films such as Spencer, Still Alice, and Love Lies Bleeding. Her new movie, which is also her directorial debut, The Chronology of Water, will be in theaters on Friday, January 9th. Please welcome back to the show my friend Kristen Stewart, everybody.
Thank you.
My first guest of 2026. What a start to the year.
Wow, look at you. You're so lucky.
I'm so lucky. How was your New Year's? Are you a New Year's Eve person?
I would identify as a New Year's Eve person. This year I was lucky enough to be working so hard peddling my new movie.
Yeah. You're out there. You look, you make a labor of love. You want to get out and tell people about it. So yeah.
Yes. And so then I had to go inside and stare at a wall for a week.
Okay. Oh, to like give yourself a break.
Yeah.
Did you make it till midnight?
I did.
Okay.
I don't know, it was like half perfect because all the right people were around and it was chill, but like I had this like fluffy tree with like 2 baubles on it, didn't get around to decorating it. It smelled really nice.
Now, can I say something? I think a tree with 2 ornaments is worse than one with no ornaments.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause 2, you wonder, like, what happened? Like, how do you...
Slutty little tree.
You slutty little tree. You're barely even trying,
You were
dear.
asking for it, tree.
That is not where my head went, but I like that.
I know. I've been reading a lot of feminist literature.
I like 2 ornaments. Now I'll know that when a tree has 2 ornaments, that's when it's being a slut. Was not a very boozy New Year's Eve, or was it?
Because we drank together.
Well, we drank together. So
yeah.
now this is a photo of us drinking together. This is a really nice moment where
we are happy drunks.
Well, we're very happy drunks.
Yeah.
We had a great time. This is, you gave me a lesbian makeover and did a great job.
I love how you stuck to it as well. I'm really impressed.
I mean...
Little crew neck.
I want to take back what I said about how excited I were. You're my first guest.
Yeah. It's a huge compliment. Everyone wants to be.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Did you ever have a really boozy New Year's Eve? Like, did you ever have one? I mean, I certainly had plenty where I woke up on, January 1st and I was like, oh dear God.
No, I've never.
Oh, that's good.
I've never really tied one on over the New. Are you kidding me? This year, I got to tell you though, like, when it comes to resolutions, I never am like super concerned. I never sit down and go like, now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time to take care of yourself.
Oh, yes. I see. So your resolution is just like taking care of yourself, both mentally and physically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have stuff to do. We gotta be with each other, present. It's nice to go through periods of release, but right now I kind of want to absorb.
And you're 5 days in. Have you violated it yet, or are you still?
No, but there's 60 opportunities. You know what I mean? You walk through an airport, you're like, yeah. I'm like.
Airports? That's where you're sitting? You can't fight the urge off at an airport?
There's people everywhere. There's free alcohol everywhere. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Cut this.
What's that?
Huh?
What was that? What'd you say?
Oh, I'm a director now. Move on. Scene's over.
Did you just cut one of your own answers?
No, I was talking to your producers, actually. I said, please cut this. Thank you. Yeah.
You wanted
We're responsible adults.
You want to cut everything after you said I still dress like a lesbian?
Yeah. I think I really landed that joke. I think it's a nice cutting point. Go to commercial, laugh track. Here we go.
This is amazing because you did direct your first film, and obviously you've been in films for basically your whole life. Did you love it right away, being a director?
Yes.
Yeah. And you knew you would, I feel like.
I've been really leading up to this forever.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do this since I was 9, but that would just be silly.
Yeah.
Little 9-year-old director running around telling
no
people what to do.
producer wanted to be like, I think we gave our money to the wrong person.
What a bunch of cowards.
But this is, you obviously had a plan going into it, and this is a film based on a book that you loved as well. When you were reading this book, The Chronology of Water, for the first time, did you see it as a movie in your head, or was that something that took a little bit longer?
I would say, honestly, 40 pages in, I was having these striking image-filled experiences that felt so physical and also really personal, because it's such a choose-your-own-adventure text. It's an amalgamation of experiences that I think maybe every individual would choose different ones to latch onto. And I thought if they were so immediately full that there had to have been something that connected them that was about me and not necessarily this woman. And then you find the sort of concentric circles that we all have, and then you realize this book is about all of us and about excavating identity and voice and being somebody who could like reach in and value your own perspective, which takes sometimes, if you're a lesbian. No, if you're like somebody who's like, you know, just told to take up less space than the people who are predominantly allowed to do so, hard to do. And this book is just like screaming at you to be somebody embodied and fulfilled and loud and, you know, yeah, alive. And so I was just like, well, that's a movie, but it's also really like not an obvious one because it's just all over the place and super transient and nonlinear, and therefore it feels like being an actual person instead of like, I could never direct a movie that was like easy to describe. Like, that's what movies can do. It's like do something bizarre, do something that feels like genuinely internal is kind of the opportunity.
You know, and again, as somebody who like grew up loving movies and I still love movies, like I think you fall in that trap where certain movies start and you just through the pattern of movies, you know where it's going to go and you know where it's going to end. And so it's really exciting, I would assume both as a filmmaker and as an audience member, to be like, oh, I don't know what this is yet. And it's that I think is also a lot more like being a human being than just being, you know, somebody who is being served something you've had before.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, like I like movies that are slug lineable, but this one is, I don't know.
I mean, even the title, like The Chronology of Water, no one's like, oh, I bet I know what that is.
Yeah, no.
it's real. It's
No.
from top on down. It's
Even
real.
now, people are like, but actually, what are you talking about?
Well, we're going to talk about it more. Stick around. We're going to be right back with Kristen after this.
In the house. Alone in my room. My arms ache. My sister is gone. My mother is gone. My father designs houses in the room next to mine. It's smoking.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Kristen Stewart. That was a clip from The Chronology of Water. And I'm going to reveal a little bit about what we were talking about during the clip because, you know, usually when a performer's on the show, they're in the clip. Mm-hmm. And it's a really awkward moment because, like, often I'm just sitting with someone and I am, like, watching them act.
Yeah.
So that was nice for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was, like, watching with the director, which I just felt like, you know what I mean? Like, it was less needy.
Right. Yeah, usually I'm like, okay. And this time I was like, that is good. We should put that in a movie theater.
This is, well, look, it's a heavy subject matter, but it's also a beautiful film. And I'm wondering, I would assume that would be the same way you would describe the book, right? I haven't read the book, but I would imagine it's beautifully written for something that is very dark.
There are high highs and low lows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I think there are a lot of tough movies this year that I've loved, and this one has been categorized. It's kind of like a Rorschach test too, because is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Like some people are like, oh God, I just like couldn't get through that one. I'm like, why? And then some people are like, God, it felt so good when she was okay at times and like had releases, and they're like a series of sort of like false victories, and then she just like slams life. Because by the end you realize the only reason we're here is because she wrote herself into being. And so everything is her responsibility, and it's like completely subjective. So it's not like I'm telling you like what happened. It's more like the fact that she was able to express herself is what it's about, and that feels joyous.
You obviously, having acted in films, now you're directing other actors. Did you find that you were an amalgamation of all your favorite directors over the years, or were you very unique to yourself?
I was myself.
That's great.
I think
Do you feel like you were you ever like, man, I would love to be directed by?
myself.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I would love that. I think I had to kind of put on a straitjacket when I went to work because I was always, it's like my favorite directors set you on a path and give you a bit of freedom, but then are so emotionally connected at all times you never feel alone. But kind of being told how to say something or what to do is like, I don't know, just not the way I function purely. And on this one, I was just like, get out of everyone's way. Just let them have their own experience. Because I put this together over 8 years, and so when we got there, I was like, okay. So yeah, no, I think if I hadn't been doing everything I've done to get here, then I wouldn't have known how to not piss in my own pool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, leave it alone. Don't trample the snow. Don't blow away all the butterflies. Like, you gotta really protect that environment.
I mean, the way you're talking right now, I wish I was getting directed by you. I mean, just everything about this, I'm like, let me out there, Kristen, I can do it.
Oh my God, really? You're gonna be the ace up my sleeve in my next movie?
I would really like that.
You're the next Jim Belushi.
I would love Jim Belushi, by the way, fantastic in the movie. Imogen's great in the movie. I mean,
Imogen is a revolution.
You did a fantastic job with your cast, and you can tell by watching it that you are very, very good at this, and I hope it's not your last one of these because it was really special to watch. Thanks so much for being here, pal.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Kristen Stewart, everybody. The Chronology of Water will be in theaters this Friday, January 9th. Stick around. We'll be right back with Wagner Moore.